cash flowing.
Some time slotted for open discussion. Real quick, we're kind of getting towards the end of what we were going to do. So it's kind of our goal. I just want to put this out there in case anybody needs to jump off. But we'll have some more open discussion. It's our goal to really build this community up and have it grow organically for whatever it is that is of value to you. So please let us know if this was valuable to you. We want to kind of mix getting to know each other and what we're working on and how we can help each other and build relationships with maybe some more presentation oriented things. Like next month, we'll bring in a CPA and kind of go over how to wrap everything up for your taxes. They'll give a little presentation. We can ask them questions. But please give us your feedback. We want this to grow organically and be a spot that's valuable to you. Nick, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think that's great. Just want to thank all the investors for sharing, Dunxu and Alex and Anne. And if anybody want to share their experience as well, we would love to hear. Like Samir, you're talking about your mobile home investment. I would love to hear that, what you're investing, what you're looking for. I think recently I got the information from Weeby Island. I think there's something like mobile home park. There's something available. I can pass some information to you. Anyway, it's just so fascinating to see people are in different area investing.
Yes, I agree. I wanted to chime in. I wanted to thank Alex for his thoughts and information on retirement homes. I think that's good, definitely something to look into for everybody. We certainly haven't done that. We kind of stuck in our niche, which is, you know, residential properties, but definitely the other stuff out there. And also, yes, thank you, Nick, for mentioning the mobile home parks. I think those are always, I think Bigger Pockets always talks about that a lot, mobile home parks getting started there. So there are definitely good discussions to be had regarding different types of investments. And thanks to Anne for talking not so much about real estate. That was kind of refreshing. Yeah, it was. I mean, I just thought you really just brought something, you know, a different angle, and that's really great. And Laura was mentioning that too. You know, just kind of, it's really about diversification. So I, again, just like Nick and everyone else, appreciate all of the different ideas and different things people are bringing to the table. And I wanted to thank Brian for kind of starting this whole thing off a few months back, or gosh, a few years ago, or however long ago. It's great that we're sort of evolving to this. And congrats, Brian, on the sale of your house. I saw how much you sold it for. So great job. Yeah, and good luck on Boise. In Boise.
Awesome. So yeah, if anybody has questions for Alex or Ann or just in general, you know, please chime in.
Yeah, I'm actually interested in the, so I think it's specifically for Anne. For the tax advice you got from Anderson, is that the company's name?
Yes.
How useful do you think it is?
Well, I'm happy to share with the team here. They have like YouTube videos. They have Tax Tuesdays for free every week. I think they're super knowledgeable. They also run workshops, like pre-COVID days, they're in-person workshops. I found that they've been very helpful because the membership that we have essentially provides you know, a portal that we can ask unlimited questions, and we also have an advisor that we can ask more specific questions to our case. So I think like just the fact that I have someone or some entity that I can ask, like, hey, I'm about to invest in this property at this time. What do I need to set up to maximize, one, my taxes, two, my protection? That's been really helpful for us.
Great, thank you.
And I just looked them up. It seems like they're in Washington as well. I think they have an office in Seattle.
They do have an office in Washington.
Tacoma, yeah.
Actually, I think Bothell. But they're headquartered in Las Vegas. So when the in-person workshops, you know, start up again, there's your excuse to go to the go to Las Vegas.
Okay, I guess another question for me. What exactly is syndicate? It's like a new word for me.
Well, I can take that. Syndication is just pooling of investor resources into buying into any deal. I mean, we usually speak about it in terms of real estate syndications, but the usual structure is an LLC with some number of general partners, a small number of general partners who are the kind of the managers, and then a larger number, up to 100, of limited partners who are the passive investors. And so limited partners will receive, they'll give a capital contribution, and then they'll receive a K-1 tax document, and maybe they'll get checks or from the income of buying, say, an apartment complex, or just proceeds from the sale of the property in a few years, or any combination of the above.
Just to add to Alex's note here, I think my friend had summarized it for me best, because I have never been able to articulate it very well. I think the example that she gave me in terms of, and I agree with her, is if you think about a $100,000 investment, after 5 years, her goal is to get $180,000 back. That includes the principal. So it's about and that includes dividends that you get from a quarterly or monthly basis, depending on who your operator is and how they operate. And I think that's about a 7%. I think that's about a 7%, and I think a 15% exit. So you get a 7% kind of dividend throughout the 5 years, and a 15% return on your initial investment at the exit. And that exit could be, as Alex had already mentioned, a refi or a sale of the property.
And they'll usually, when they're advertising, or when they're an investor, a syndicator is presenting their offering, they'll usually give you a figure called the internal rate of return, the IRR, which gives you a kind of summary of all of your payments over time, and then the projected big payoff at the end, sale or refinance. So you can kind of compare it with other investments like stocks or other properties.
Got it. So it sounds like it's similar to what I saw online. There's like this fundraiser portfolio. Are those like syndicates?
Some of those are REITs. Like Fundrise has a couple of REIT funds, which is a little different, real estate investment trust. And those tend to be a lot bigger, more diverse pools of money, where you have less risk but less reward potential. But Fundrise they might do some syndications. CrowdStreet does, I think, entirely syndications. And there are a number of other platforms that do that.
What's a reasonable IRR to expect from these syndications? I know they probably vary a lot by state, but like, what is sort of a floor? What is even like the reasonable range? Yeah,
so for multifamily in the typical CrowdStreet offerings that I see, for kind of on the conservative end, you're looking at 11 to 14. For development projects, which tend to be a little bit more speculative, shorter turnaround, higher risk, you could get 15 to 20 projected. Gotcha. Projected, right? So.
I think something Alex said earlier really resonated with me, is learning by doing. I think that's how I got started. I think I started my first investment property with the sole goal of, I think that's the only way that can force me to really learn a lot from it. I think if I just keep listening to podcasts and reading articles, like I can still learn a lot, but there's nothing like jumping right in and then do something, because you've taken all these risks. It forces you to like just learn everything about it. So
I totally agree. And, you know, I'm the sort of person where I can learn. I will get bored with a subject studying it theoretically before I learn enough to get comfortable to do it totally. So I just have to kind of like jump in at the point where I'm not so uncomfortable. But you know, if you jump in and start doing, and you have good people, I think I like to have good people and kind of learn by
Yeah.
experience. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it alone, but you're never alone if you're doing it right, real estate investing.
Yeah.
All right, does anybody else have any questions or things they want to add or things they want to see in the next meetings or anything like that?
It's just one thing. If people have any question, because we try to get a CPA, right? Especially what we're thinking is almost year end.
Yeah.
And then, so if you have any question related with the tax, I think that would be great to send it to us first, right? Through the link, and then let us know. And then we can ask the CPA, and then so try to get back to you and talk about it in the presentation. I think that will be good. Josh, do you want to leave your email or some contact, or what's the best way to do it?
Absolutely. We'll just put it my email in the chat, and then if you want to send me your questions, or if you need help getting connected with somebody in the group, or you have some feedback, you know, anything, I will do my best to facilitate that.
I guess, is it worth it to have a mail list of some sort?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. What was that?
Like create a mail list so you can like send an email to everyone.
Sure, yeah, that's what the link is for. We have a mail list going out once a month, but if you need to have like direct questions, or we could create a kind of a group contact sheet if people wanted to give that out to everybody in the group. We could do that as well. Ultimately, we were thinking about eventually creating some profiles so people know who everybody is, and you know, these are some ideas that we've been floating around, and I'm happy to do all of it or whatever you guys find valuable.
Hope we'll get to meet some
How
of
do
you in
I
person.
how do I find you guys' schedule? And this is my first time. I don't know how I'm getting here, because when is the next meet?
Okay, yeah, so we have a meetup group online that we can send you the link to, and you can send that. You can sign up for this email that's on the screen right now, and we will email that out, you know, after and before each meeting, so that you have a link to the meeting and understand what's coming up next. And then also you can email me directly if you have any other questions or want to talk to anybody directly.
Sounds good. Thank you.
So do we just give you, Josh, our information so that if anybody is interested in chatting with other people, we can just contact you to kind of get connected with them?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm tied into that meetup group and on this email blast here, but I'll work on this month getting a log of everybody's contact information and get you guys all connected, and try to make that easier in the future. So
Awesome, thanks.
Okay, well, if there's nothing else, like I said, if you think of anything, shoot me an email. We'll blast out a recording of this, and we look forward to getting to know you better. Hopefully we can all meet in person soon, and we'll go from there.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.